talk about some other opportunities for direct sales that are happening with other print-on-demand companies as well.
Mm.
All right, so I see Sandy from Colorado. Hello from Central Florida. Rochester, New York. Hi, Kevin. The Rhode Island accent is very much like the New York one. When I say I need to get a cup of coffee, people are like, "What? Are you from New York?" I'm like, "Oh no, that's my Rhode Island accent." I try to hold it back when I'm excited, or sometimes unsuspecting just sneaks out. Lee from Texas, welcome. Diane, Sim Valley, California, Arizona in the house. That's awesome. All right, so one more thing here. All right, so I am going to just get
I
started
don't know where
here, record to the cloud as well. All right, so just want to welcome everyone here. This is my weekly live Q&A, and I'm trying to get the word out that I do this for free for any self-publishing questions, and I do it on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock and at 8 o'clock Eastern. So you can connect in the day or evening, whichever time slot is best for you. Some people come to both, which I love, no problem. So if you have questions about self-publishing and you're just looking to get some answers, drop in any time. I also have an amazing group called Learn to Self-Publish with April Cox. It is on Facebook. And I'm just going to put a link to it in the chat, facebook.com/groups. And there's a link for it. I will also add that to the YouTube chat as well here. So let me go, and today I want to do a little something with regard to direct sales. So Ingram has just started showing, and if you may have logged into your Ingram account, Ingram Spark account, and that is a print-on-demand platform for those that aren't familiar with Ingram Spark. It is not KDP, but it complements KDP in a number of ways, because for us children's book authors, if we want to do a print-on-demand hardcover, we can't do that with with KDP, because you must have at least 75 pages in order to get your book printed on hardcover. So as a result, I've been recommending that those that go live on KDP with their ebook and paperback also consider print on demand with Ingram Spark. And Ingram Spark is also a distributor, so you end up finding your book in over 40,000 locations, including Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, and a bunch of libraries, bookstores, Baker and Taylor, and just so many different places that will, as a result of you putting something onto Ingram Spark, it gets distributed in a very wide format. So that's another benefit of doing that. Now, recently we started to see a new feature pop up in beta, and I started seeing it for one or two of my clients, started playing around with it a little bit, and now it seems like it's rolled out broadly. So I wanted to take some time to just share my screen and give you a little peek at what you can do with this feature. So let me go here. And Ingram Spark, you can go to ingramspark.com. And I'm going to log in as one of my authors and just kind of walk through how this might work with setting up your special link for direct sales. So let me see. We'll do Cheryl. Oh, I'll do Fern. Okay, so we're going to log in. And when you log into Ingram Spark, you're going to set up, when you're initially setting up Ingram Spark, it's very similar to setting up your Amazon platform. They're going to ask you the same kind of personal questions. They're going to ask you to put information about the banking that you want, and also about additional information about tax. So your banking, your tax, your personal information, same way you've had to set up Amazon and a credit card. So if you're familiar with setting up Amazon, it's very similar. And when this is kind of the equivalent of Amazon's bookshelf. So we see here, I'm going to set up a case laminate. So this is 3 Stars in the Night Sky. This is a hardcover that is just one of the series that this author has set up. Over here, you'll see it says e-commerce new. This is the feature that I'm talking about. When you come into this, what they're doing is giving you the ability to set up a direct link that you can share with people. It can, so here, create a link. This is different than the distribution services that they have. So this is specific for you, the author, to set up, and you can post this link on your website. You can share it with people that you want to give discounts to. So we'll do 3 Stars in the Night Sky. Over here, I'm going to click Create Link. And now you have an opportunity to name it. Let's just say I'm going to do a launch team promo, and I want to give my launch team my cost, my purchase price of $15.39. And I'm not going to get any compensation for it, but I'm giving them a special price. That's perfectly fine. I can do that. Or if I want to put, $19.99, it shows me the compensation. Now, $4.60. I believe that this book right now, the way we've got it set up, is $21.99. So she would make $6.60 in royalties if this link is used from her website. Where if you go through and do the same thing through your, through Ingram Spark, you're setting up distribution and you're giving like 40% discount to Barnes and Noble, and you've got all these middlemen, right? You're having to offer discounts to them, where this is direct sales. You're basically setting things up. So let's just say we're leaving it at the regular list price, $6.60. You can limit how much orders per link. So if you have like a special order where you're giving people your cost, maybe you want to limit to 1 book. But for this, I'm just going to say no. You can also limit, you can limit how many orders per link. So that would be, let's just say I'm going to sell at my cost, but I only want to sell 20 of them. That would be this link up here. No more than 20 books at that cost. And then they say it's out of stock or whatever. Here, it's how many per book, per order that they can buy of the book. So I'm just going to leave it at no. You can also, if you're doing specials, you can even set up a date range. Maybe you want to do a Valentine's special and you want to share that with your list, right? Because we're all driving people to our mailing list, right? And mailing list is the best way to sell your books, is to market to your mailing list. If you've got a direct link like this set up and you say, I've got a Valentine's Day special, it's $4 off. You can go directly to this link here. They click on it and I'll show you what happens, but you could set it up for only like, it's only going to last for 3 days or 1 day or whatever. You can actually set the date range. Now we're going to generate the link, and I'm going to send, I need to do a verification code. Let me, hold on. Sorry about that. Let me pull up my account because I don't know if Fern is here. I'm going to log out. Bear with me for 1 moment. Sorry about that. I should have logged into my own account. So back to mine. And this is also a great way for me, for those folks that have, maybe not even, probably not marketed my books in a while, my children's books. So maybe I can send out something to my list and say, hey, here's a here's a new link that you can take advantage of. So here's my titles. I'm just going to do this very quickly to get where we were. E-commerce link, the new e-commerce link. I'm going to go here and grab, so you have to accept. And then here's all my titles. I'm going to do it for my first book in the series. So I'll create a link for my, now my price is $12.28. I'm just going to do, so if I do $17.99, I'm making $5.71. I'm going to say puppy pickup day promo. So that's a direct promo, or maybe I'll make it, let's do $14.99. And that still gives me almost $3. I'm not going to limit it to anything. I go and generate the link. It's going to send the code to my email. Let me just bounce over there and get the email. Okay. Make sure I'm in the right place here. How many of you have discovered already this feature? Maybe not knew what it was, but saw it pop up on your Ingram Spark. So here now I'm taking that code and I'm going to enter it here. Let's see, 6, whoops, thought I could copy and paste. 648,193. 648,193. Okay. So my link is now available. So you can see here, this code I can just copy and I can share. I can also download this QR code. So if I wanted to put it on my social media and allow people to go directly to it, I'm going to check off send the QR code, HTML tag, and link via email. So it does even allow you to generate the HTML so you can integrate it right on your site by adding a little HTML block on your site. But if I just go directly to this link, you'll see how it comes up for people here. That's it. So a book brought to you by Little Labradoodle Publishing, powered by Ingram Spark. My $17.95, so they're getting a special, right? $14.99. And I'm actually going to show you like what I would make through Ingram Spark, like their distribution channel. But because there's no middleman, I don't have any of this issue. And I can click add to cart. They can click add to cart. And then that's just going to pop it in and we'll get to see the interface here. So then it asks for the information. And the best thing of all is once we click to purchase, Ingram Spark fills this up and sends it to them. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so that can be, I think, a really great opportunity for you. If I go to my titles and I take a look at my regular Ingram Spark setup, I'll show you how this, the profitability ends up being double or triple what it would be otherwise just going, through the distribution channel. So here on my case laminate, when I look at that book and I look at the print info setup, so my $17.95 retail price ends up with $1.81 compensation for me. See if I can zoom in on that a little. So you can see here, you have to give a discount to the distribution channel, right? To the people like Barnes and Noble that are buying your book. They buy it much less. Then you're also paying for the printing and the shipping. So it doesn't leave a whole lot for us as authors. Now, Ingram is not the only one that is doing things for direct sales. Lulu has also announced that they are integrating with certain web platforms. During my Authorpreneur Summit, I ended up interviewing Chelsea at Lulu, and she talked about the fact that you can now integrate your Shopify site with Lulu. And when people buy your book on your Shopify site, it automatically ends up getting delivered, or the order goes directly to Lulu and they fulfill the order for you. So again, direct sales. And that is taking the middleman out again and allowing this to go directly through lulu.com as well. So Lulu is another print on demand company. A lot of this is major for folks like, who are kind of tired of everything being all about Amazon and the large dollars that they're taking, and you want to do more direct sales. Of course, you can sell on your own website. You can order a volume of books and you can sell on your website and then fulfill yourself, which is another option for direct sales. And it's probably the most lucrative because, the more you order for volume, the more you drive the cost of your book down. The benefit that I see of doing it print on demand direct sales is you're not having to invest thousands of dollars up front for books. It's a step in that direction, but you don't have to, pay $6,000, $7,000 or more to get a big bulk order of books and then be the one doing all the fulfillment. Or some people will go and pay for a warehouse to house this big order of books and then fulfill the orders. So you have additional fees that happen with that as well. So I would just say, take a look at the options that are out there. If you have a YouTube channel, Shopify also integrates with your YouTube channel. You can actually you can show your books on your YouTube channel by integrating with your Shopify store to your YouTube channel. So unfortunately, right now, they haven't added additional types of websites. I would love to see Lulu and YouTube also integrate with my Wix website, because I love Wix, but it's not there yet. I have heard from Lulu that it is on their path, that it's on the roadmap to do that, but it's going to take some time. They didn't give me a sense of how long that would be. Kathleen says, what does Ingram and Lulu charge for shipping? It depends where you're going, where you're shipping to. I think it's similar to what you would pay from Amazon shipping to wherever. I don't think it's any more than that, but they do have like a handling fee that would add some additional cost, but still very lucrative. And the shipping and handling fee is charged to your customer. So they're ordering your book at the price you put, and then it calculates the shipping and handling, which is also charged in addition to your customer. Questions so far? Anybody else doing direct sales you want to share on that, or any questions on what I've shown?
If you're doing it that way, how does it affect your reviews? Do you need to then tell them to go to Amazon to write the review?
What you could do, I mean, my recommendation is that when you're creating your book, in your back matter of your book, you should be driving people with a link to go and review your book. So because Amazon doesn't see it as being purchased from Amazon, it won't be a verified review, but it will still be allowed. They'll still be allowed to review your book.
Okay.
Yep. Anywhere you purchase a book, you can always go onto Amazon, regardless of where you got it, and review the book. It comes up a little bit different. I imagine that there's some calculation about how much they weigh the unverified versus verified, although I'm not quite sure exactly how that calculation goes. Okay. So I also do regular direct from my Wix website, and I will just quickly show, let me stop my share just while I pull up some things. If you are someone who uses Wix, or you're just looking for a good website, a redo of your website, and you're looking for places to go, Wix can be a great option because it does so much that you don't have to worry about doing yourself. So let me go to my Self-Pub Made Simple. I'll pull it up and then I'll kind of show behind the scenes as well. So here's my website. So with Wix, I have a number of different coaching packages and things like that that I sell on my website. I also have the ability to set up products. Like this is when I'm logged into my Wix, there is products. Pricing plan, store products. So I can set up store products as well. And just like any other shopping cart, but all of this comes with, so I can see, here's one of my books. I can sell the digital copies. And by the way, there's no reason, if you're not exclusive to Amazon, there's no reason you can't sell your ebooks on your own website. It gives you the opportunity to set up the title, upload the information, price it out, and then you can decide whether or not you want to show it in your online store. You can put it in put it in different categories. I love Wix as a shopping cart. It also provides me with contact. So when people sign up for my mailing list, all of the contacts are all organized here. So I have all of my contacts in one place. I have my email marketing all in one place. It's a very integrated platform that allows you to do an awful lot without having to get all these different platforms working. So when I first started, I think I had a WordPress website, and then I had a mailing list functionality that I had to clip in, and then we had a different module, WooCommerce, that had to plug into my website, and it ended up being a bit crazy for me to be able to manage it all. And I was a techie and I was doing it okay, but it wasn't as simple as I had wanted it to be. I have somebody, do we need to set up anything for sales tax? Is this for Wix? Selling direct? Yeah, what I do with my Wix is they have information here about sales tax. So you can actually calculate sales tax automatically with Wix. You just set it up so that the store products calculate it itself. So let me just do tax. So manage how your business collects tax. That's just one thing I really love about Wix as well, is you have an opportunity. It's a very robust help. So all you have to do is put in a word and you pretty much get the guidance of whatever you need. So here it collects all of the information, or it puts all of this automatic, or you can do it manually. So you get to choose whether you want it to calculate automatically or if you want to manage it yourself. So that's just a setting. But there's so much you can do with Wix, and to be able to sell direct, you would just need to have those products. So there's a couple of different things when you're thinking about doing things from your website. You can get your inventory and then you can ship it from there, or you can take the orders on your website and then go into that direct sale link yourself and send it to to whoever, whatever individual. So you could order the copy on their behalf if you prefer to do something like that and just leave your cart all integrated on your website. Make sense? Okay. So I will open up to any questions. Let me just quickly look and see if any have come in on Ingram. I mean, on YouTube here. So Rula wanted me to give that direct link to a bookstore. Emailed Lulu last week and they told me they're going to directly integrate with Wix in the next 3 to 4 months. That's awesome news. Thank you so much for letting me know. That's fantastic. So here's the link that I set up for my own. That's the shop link that I had just set up. So if you wanted to click on that, I'll go put it in here as well. But if you just want to look at how it works when somebody sets up one of those links through Ingram, you can go ahead and check that out. All right. So yes, and what I do like is that if you are nurturing your mailing list and you're growing, and we already know that that list of folks are going to be some of your most profitable sales will come from people who have decided that they care enough to subscribe and to continue moving forward, then you have the ability to either sell to them and keep more of that money yourself, or drive them to Amazon if what you're really looking to do is make sure that the sales affect your bestseller ranking. So that's the biggest question that you need to figure out is, what is your goal with your sales? If you are launching a new book, it might be wise to drive your sales to Amazon, get that bestseller ranking, get that best-selling book. And then in the future, as you're continuing to make more sales, at one point, you may decide, I'm going to do more direct sales, keep more of the money, drive people from my social media to my own website or to a direct link, what we just did with Ingram. And that can help you be more profitable. It can triple your profits very quickly by just sending them there instead of continuing to just send everybody to Amazon. Okay. Any questions? Hello from Bangladesh. Nice to have you on YouTube. Nice to have you checking in with us. This would be quite a bit more with the shipping costs compared to or with Amazon Prime. That is that's a good indicator as well. You might want to account for some of that shipping by reducing the price for them so that when it all comes together, it ends up being similar. Yep, I agree. So what happens with Amazon sometimes, if you're setting up your hardcover on Ingram, I don't know how many of you are using this, but it posts your hardcover to Amazon and to all of those other places. Sometimes Amazon shows it as unavailable. It says it's unavailable. It says it's out of stock. And that's just because they have certain rules. And, I don't know, I can't understand all of the things that go into Amazon, whether they decide it is available or not available. But typically around very busy holiday seasons, or even when you're first setting things up, it's like if they can't get the book within a certain period of time, because Amazon will order the book from Ingram, have it printed and sent to the customer. So if that amount of time it's going to take to print and ship the book is by Amazon standards too long for one reason or another, they will just make the book as not available. They don't give you an option to pre-order it. So it is a bit of a pain. They don't do that with their own hardcovers, but as I mentioned, Amazon does not allow us to do hardcovers for children's books. Hopefully that will be something in the future that they will do. Yeah. Mike says, Amazon delivers better, but if they order from me, I sign it. Yeah, that's a good point. The other thing you could do is let people provide you with some information. Like if you take the order yourself, and you're signing the book and then you're dropping it in the mail to them and putting a nice note, maybe a request for a review, that's going to mean more to individuals, and you're also going to make more money. So that's a good thing. If you want to utilize some of these on-demand type of drop shipping, what you could do is drop an envelope in the mail to them with maybe some stickers, a note, and a what we call a book plate, which is a sticker with your signature that they can put onto the book when they receive it. So you can let them know that, hey, I'm expediting the shipping directly to you. Here's a book plate with my signature, and here's, some extra goodies in there that I wanted you to have. So that's another option as well. Okay. Other questions? We can open it up to other things outside of direct sales as well. If you've got anything else self-publishing related that you'd like to chat about.
Yeah, April, it's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm currently launching my third book, and I'm using Ingram Spark for the paperback. And I was wondering, have you had experience with them of it taking longer than 72 hours to get the book reviewed and out of processing so that you can send it into distribution?
Sometimes they surprise me with a day or two turnaround. Sometimes average is more like 3 or 4 days, but sometimes even more than a week. And I think it has to do with, first of all, if they come up with any issue and then and they flag it and somebody has to manually review it and give you feedback, that can take a little bit longer. But other times it's just really busy, like around Christmas or busy selling seasons, where there's just a lot of books being submitted all at once. That does take longer.
Yeah, because right now we're into the 4th day, and it's still in processing mode. Yeah. But for some reason, this book has been interesting because I've also launched it over on Amazon. Mm-hmm. I submitted it there. I got back, and here's the author-proof copy. Nice. Everything was fine. Then I go to release it for publication. They come back with errors.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it when I've approved the author-proof copy on it.
Right. I have seen that happen too. And I think Amazon is implementing some additional features that will identify errors, like some bots and some AI type things that try to identify areas. And that implementation might have happened after you already got your proof copy.
Yeah, it was all in regards to, I put in some images, and I do that at times to align the chapters so that they all flow onto the right-hand side.
Right. Yep.
So what I wound up doing was I had a couple of them inside the book. I just took them out and replaced them with quotes. Everything went fine. Okay. But they were, saying it was because it was beyond their sizing, and they wanted me to increase the size. And I said, well, wait a second. I've got the approved author copy here.
Right.
Everything's fine and it looks great. I didn't understand all that. So I just said, to heck with it. I'll make the change at my end and submit it.
It looks beautiful. I love the cover. It looks like a great book.
Yeah, I actually sent this cover through an AI chat GPT because 4.0 does analysis, and you can send the image through it. And let me tell you, the results that came back was almost to the letter of what I wanted this cover to be. And I can't say enough about the designer I had do this. And I shared the results with her too, and she was very ecstatic. The only problem is now she's retiring from the business. So.
I've got some great cover designers I can share with you too when you're ready.
All right, I got more books floating around here, but I wanted to have everything released today, only couldn't do it with Ingram.
Yeah, well, you'll get there. What I would do with Ingram, my recommendation is to start earlier and that way, and as long as you set the dates that you want it to go live, and there's two dates. There's the date that it's going to be published, and then there's a for sale date. So you have to unhide and get both of those dates to be a date in the future. So if a month ago you would have you would have published it and got it all approved, what it would have done is come up as pre-order. It goes on to
Yep,
Amazon
yep.
as pre-order. So that's typically what I try to do, and give at least 3 to 4 weeks prior to you wanting to publish, so that you can continue to market it and you don't have to wait till the last minute. It can be a little tricky though.
Now we'll see.
All right. Mike wants to know, Kevin, you're printing paperbacks on KDP and Ingram Spark?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going
And
with
that's what I
both of them.
recommend too.
And I do not go with expanded distribution on KDP. That's why I'm using Ingram Spark for that. Plus,
Yeah.
Ingram Spark can get it into libraries.
Absolutely. That's exactly the approach that I recommend with my authors as well. Yep. Well done. You can also get the hardcover, put the hardcover out there as well. Are you doing hardcover on both?
I have not done the hardcover yet, and it got me thinking, well, geez, I had this cover designed for paperback. Do I need to have a different one designed for hardcover? Which,
Yes.
I'm thinking I absolutely do, but now she's not in business anymore. So
Yeah. Do you have, if you have the source files?
Yes, I have those.
I can help you and connect you with somebody that can take it and do your do the hardcover format for you, because you're going to need a spine and you're going to need just a slight different design to meet the requirements of the hard case.
Good, because I'm thinking I might want to do that with this book, because it's a much broader book than my first two. Nice.
And libraries prefer hardcovers because they
Yes.
would. So that's one of the good reasons, if libraries are part of your targeting, that it would be wise to do a hardcover. Okay.
Yes.
Other questions? Let me see. Nicole says, she's just saying she can't stay for long. Going to try to get my book on Barnes and Noble digital and then into their stores. This is my plan because I showed it to the store manager and that is their process. So you have to remember, Nicole, that Barnes and Noble does have like a print on demand kind of service where you can, Barnes and Noble Press, you can upload similar to Ingram and Amazon and all of that. You can directly work with them. It does not mean you get distributed to all of the other places that you would want to be. It's just a Barnes and Noble thing. So I prefer to go with Ingram Spark because you're getting 40,000 different locations, bookstores, and it includes Barnes and Noble. So you don't necessarily need to go directly to Barnes and Noble.
April, can I ask you a question about this whole thing with Ingram Spark?
Of course, Edie, go ahead.
Thank you so much. So, I'm going to soon be putting my book on Amazon, and I have hardcover offset, sitting here. So I was just planning on selling that, but I do want to be in libraries and also make my book available to Barnes and Noble. So I'm assuming I need to go to Ingram through Ingram, but I don't know what that means. That means that would be a print on demand thing from them. And how would that then work with Amazon? Because I don't want them selling to Amazon, because I'll be selling it to Amazon.
Right. But what happens is it's an all or nothing distribution. So you can't say send it to everybody except Amazon. But it's okay if they also show on Amazon, because your paperback through Amazon KDP is going to help have the buy box.
No, I'm not doing a paperback.
Oh, okay. But you're doing offset printing, aren't you?
Yes, just hardcover. Yeah.
Hardcover. And so, but what did you want to do with Ingram then?
So I want it to be available for the libraries, so that someone can go into the library and they can order it if, and also Barnes and Noble.
Right. And you wanted it available in what platform? On paperback or hardcover?
No, just hardcover.
Just hardcover. So that would mean it's a print on demand version of the hardcover. And you wouldn't be able to say, no, don't do it on Amazon. It would end up, you know, combining the listing and showing your hardcover version, your offset print version of your hardcover. I imagine that's through Seller Central or Advantage. And then the other one, I would just price it so that your version of the print on demand, the better version, the better quality the offset print is
Correct.
priced just
Higher.
slightly lower
Oh, lower, right,
so
lower.
that it becomes the one that gets
That people buy, right. Okay, that's smart.
and then if it
Perfect.
ever goes out of, you know, if it's out of stock or anything, then the other one would come forward and people would still
Right.
buy a hardcover.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that. That's great advice.
You're welcome. Mike says, and you could also get a different distributor. So Mike, I'm be interested in hearing your thoughts on this. From my perspective, when you are a brand new debut author and you don't have tons of sales yet, then it's very difficult, if not impossible, to get a distributor to give you the, you know, any kind of attention. So are you finding that, do you have some distributors that you work with that would take a book that has not yet sold?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Okay, yeah, I just found a distributor going through ibpaonline.org. So if you go to the International Book Publishers Association, they have a page of distributors. And I found one called BCH. Now, the one that is most commonly used, I guess, by independent authors is called APG, headed up by Marty Flanagan. And he gives you, bottom line is you get 40% of your book cover price from him, okay? BCH gives you bottom line 30% of your cover price, but they will talk to you. APG did not accept me. BCH has accepted me. There's also another one I looked at. I can't remember which one it is because I've been through so many of them. That is, will give you 35% of your cover price. If you're going through Ingram, they're going to give you like 45% of your cover price. So, I mean, bottom line, is like that.
Can you please put that in the chat? Because I was trying to follow you. It was April's doing it as we speak.
So, and you said it was ibpa.com/ what was the
ibpaonline.org, and I'm copying and pasting it right now for you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if, so when you contacted them, Mike, did you already have sales to report, or are you just sharing the copy of your book and they evaluate it and determine whether or not it's right for them?
They evaluated my book and determined that it was correct for them.
Okay.
So if you go to IBPA online, if you go to the website, you'll have to search for distributors, and then it'll show a list of them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's an option for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how much they give you for the book, though. And then they also, are they requiring returns, that you accept returns?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, if you do Ingram Spark, and then you do Ingram to get distributed through Ingram, you have to accept returns on that too.
Well, you have the option, and some of my authors have decided not to accept returns, and they're still selling. And they're still selling. So yeah, so you just have to know the risk, and sometimes it's trial and error, and decide, you know, what's right for you. Are you signing a contract for a certain period of time, Mike?
I'm allowed to break it at any time.
Okay.
I'm allowed to get out at any time. So like if this deal comes through with the 35% bottom line, then I'll take that one. Or if Marty changes his mind and get the 40% bottom line, then I'll do that.
How many books are they ordering as, or are they placing for like a purchase order to get started with you?
Well, what they did was they took 30 books of each of my two titles to start with, and then I hope they don't order too many because I've only got like a couple thousand of each.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that goes. But the main thing is that I want April is that if I have a distributor, I can call different Barnes and Nobles across the country and have them order the book
Mhm.
because they don't do it without a distributor. If I have a distributor, I can call various libraries across the country and say, "Hey, order my book," because they're not going to do it if I don't have a distributor, unless I'm a local guy, which is So I've already hit
Right.
the market here locally. Now, as far as Barnes and Nobles go, even locally, they won't see me unless I have a distributor.
Okay.
So let me think if there's anything else. Yeah, so libraries and Barnes and Noble across the country, and then of course, independent bookstores will buy it too. So,
Mhm.
and again, hoping not too many because I only have like 3,000 of each.
It's a good problem to have once they start ordering too many. That's okay. Okay. Any other questions? Folks have questions, things to share? Let me see if I've got anything in the chat here. No?
Hi, April. This is Renee.
Renee?
Hi. Hey, I have a question about uploading the ebook to Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice of picking their ebook digital protection or something. Is there a disadvantage of checking that?
What it does is it connects the download with the computer that you've downloaded it to, so that you can't share it on other computers, or you can't make it shareable to others. So some people are really militant about that. They don't want people sharing their ebook. The way I look at it is I give ebooks away all the time. I'm okay. Share away. Let other people read it. And if they like it, let them go grab a hardcover for a gift or whatever. So I tend to not choose that. And then what I typically do select is the KDP Select, which I do that for the first 90 days just to get the extra benefits of launching with Amazon. And then after the 90 days, I'll evaluate and decide to typically go wide and allow it to get onto other platforms as well.
Okay. So you do choose that people won't be mad at you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it hard for people to read the book or to get the book in any way. So that's why I would just leave it unchecked.
Because it does say that if you do check it, you can't change your mind about it.
You can or you cannot.
Cannot.
Yeah, so that's why I would just leave it.
Okay, that's what I did.
It's not going to hurt anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Carnian, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, Fran. Hi, Fran. Good morning.
Hello.
Fran, my question is today how to upload ebook PDF files on Ingram Spark platforms. How do people purchase and buy no book PDF files?
So video files, there's not any kind of upload of an ebook with video files. What I typically do is I make that a
PDF file, not a video file.
PDF. So you can't upload a book with PDF. What I will say is, first of all, Ingram Spark, don't upload your ebook there. Do your ebook through Amazon. And then if you want expanded distribution for your ebook, go to Draft to Digital. It's I'm going to put it in the here. We're going to do draft the number 2 digital.com. And once you upload your ebook there, it will make your ebook available wide. So you just need to make sure when you do that you're no longer in the Kindle Unlimited, right? You're going to uncheck your KDP Select and then go wide by going through Draft to Digital. It'll get your books out to Apple Books, Google Books, and all kinds of ebook locations. And some people want to go directly to certain things like Kobo instead of using Draft to Digital. I tend to like to keep it simple and just upload in one place and then just get that get that uploaded as well.
Okay. Okay. After that, I am one platform suggestion you. You are use the platform Touchprint to connect YouTube channel and that people's buy now your PDF files, e-books, books buy now, and teachers, author brands, qualities, April Cox. Qualities, author signatures by number one, April Cox quality.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Would you mind typing the question in the chat for me so that I can check that out? Thank you. The other thing I just recently did, Kevin, you might want to think about this if you're not doing it already. I have one of my authors, we just did ACX. We just uploaded her audiobook and it is fantastic. If you've got a book like yours and you're looking for someone to do a reading of the book, I just have a couple of people that are on my list that do a beautiful job reading the book, or you could even read it yourself. But it's nice and easy to upload, create those recorded files and upload and have your audiobook out there. And the popularity of audiobooks is just skyrocketing. Lots of profitability there, lots less competition because not many books are releasing on audiobook. So it's much less competition than it is for print books. Something to think about.
I've been thinking about that. I've got a friend here who has his own studio, and he's told me the same thing. Audiobooks are increasing like at 40%. And he said that paying to have folks read it, a lot of times they can't get the same tone to the words that the actual author who wrote them, and he recommends the actual author to do it. And I also have been on a few other live YouTubes live, and they talk about how now there's AI generators that will actually take and do the reading of the book and make an audiobook out of it. And the thing is, to me, I think it would sound very mechanical as compared to my voice.
Yeah, the funny thing is you can actually train it with your own voice. So I haven't tried that yet, but I've seen it on some of the other, because I'm always tuning into the AI advances that are going on. And yeah, you can actually record. They'll ask you to repeat some words and train it, and then you put the words there and you ask it and it generate the audio, and it does it, and it's generating it in your own voice, which is kind of interesting. But you don't have to do that if you're willing. You've got a great radio voice, so I think it'll be great for you. Me reading my own book, I don't know, because my voice is just, it's not, I think I would probably get somebody else to do it. But yeah, I think it's great for people that have, I don't see a huge demand for audiobooks with regard to children's books yet. But I do think if you've got an adult book or you've got a chapter book, even those for kids, then those I think are great candidates.
Yeah, and I just received an email the other day. Bowker is offering services to do that now for audiobooks. I haven't investigated it, but I just found it interesting. Now there's a lot of services are coming out saying, let's put your book into a audiobook format. Yeah.
It's very easy to do yourself. So don't spend a fortune on those kind of services. Yeah. It's not difficult at all to generate those files. And if you need some help with any of it, just let me know. I've got some great people I can connect you with.
Yeah,
I'll gladly read anyone's book if they want me to do it. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Great. All right. Any other questions? I just have time for maybe one more. Oh, let me see what you've got. Let's see. Zolkarnian, did you type your question here? With my first project, this is Catherine says, with my first project, I did a 3K offset run. For my next, it is a set of 3 books. That would be a good chunk of money to offset. And I'm unsure if customers would want to pay for 3 hardcovers. I'm thinking of starting with POD on KDP and Ingram, but curious if there's a level of POD sales that would be a good indicator to invest in an offset run. So I love this question, and I love that you're thinking about testing with print on demand, because I think that there's value in doing that. Unless you already know out of the gate that you've got a lot of demand for your book, it makes sense to do a little test and see which ones are going to resonate before you decide to do a big offset print run. So I would say by the time you get to 500 copies, if things are still selling, and they're selling regularly, give yourself a few months worth of regular sales, then I would be ordering and doing a larger print run for that. That's just my own opinion. Go ahead, Mike. I see your hand. You have.
What I was going to say is that Catherine, with of course with the print on demand, not print on demand, with offset, the more books you order, the cheaper it will become per unit. If you weren't already aware of that, so if you did 3K offset already, if you do say a 9K offset, the individual cost per book will be much less.
Thank you, Mike and April. I appreciate that. And it's hard because I've sold about 2,000 of my offset from my first project, which has been out for about a year and a couple months in hardcover. But I also sell them on soft covers on KDP and Ingram, and I think they do okay. And it's just hard to know if people really want a hardcover or a soft cover. And this next project is it is more aimed at like the younger classroom audience, which durability wise is like hardcover, but then cost. And if you're buying 3, I've also thought about doing an offset run in soft cover and maybe doing like a case, but it's just hard to know kind of what makes the most sense for it. But thank you for your thoughts.
Yeah, you're welcome. I usually do the offsets with the hardcovers. What I've found is when I order a volume, a few hundred or something like that of paperbacks, I haven't gotten great quotes on them unless you're doing thousands. And so usually I don't want to order thousands of copies of paperbacks. So it's usually just as easy, and it's much more convenient just to order them directly through KDP for my soft covers. I can order 100 at a time or more if I need them. And I find the quality is fine. I don't feel like the same need to get really hardcover, thicker paper as I would with the hardcovers need that extra quality and durability. But for the paperbacks, not so much. And of course, there's some people that will say, if you have a paperback and a hardcover, then you may end up cannibalizing sales of the hardcover because you're offering a paperback at a cheaper option. I'm of the mind that I would much rather give people plenty of choice. As a new mom, a single mom, when I was raising my little ones, I couldn't afford the prices for the hardcover, so I would buy a soft cover book. And I always want to make sure that choice is available for people, especially if they're ordering, multiple books. And like you said, a teacher that maybe wants to give a book away to the classroom, giving them the ability to order for less, or order like the paperbacks so the kids can take them home. I think that's nice to have. But I could definitely see the point where some people would say, get rid of the paperback and just sell your hardcover, and you'll be able to sell more of the higher quality book. So it's completely up to you where your priorities lie.
Yeah, thank you. I like the idea of being able to have something on the spine. I think that's something that's really nice with an offset run compared to the pod.
Right.
I guess what I'm stuck on is if does someone want to buy 3 hardcover books for one thing? It just seems like a lot of money for like families too.
Yeah.
But,
now, why would you think that you wouldn't be able to have something on the spine?
For paperback children's books, the amount of pages.
I
see. For
so
print on demand.
You don't have enough pages to get the thickness of the spine. Got it.
But I
Okay.
would be able to do that in either a soft cover or a hardcover offset.
Okay.
April, even my 64-page book is not, the spine is not thick enough to print a title on it.
Okay. All right. We have, I think we're a little bit over today. Thank you guys for joining. I'll be back at 8 o'clock. If you have more questions, you want to come and hang out, I'll see you guys at 8 or see you next week. Feel free to mark the calendar. This is a recurring session that I do every Wednesday. So thank you for joining, and I hope this was helpful.
It was very